Now, please welcome Sean Mason.
When I was little, or littler at least, my parents used to tell me these great fairy tales that once upon a time in a magical castle, or once upon a time on the highest of mountains. And I asked my parents one day if all fairy tales began with once upon a time, to which they responded, no. In fact, more often than not today, our fairy tales truly begin with, if elected, I promise. They're quite easy words to say, but relatively difficult to name. If we're looking at the nexus that is the English language, though, what are the hardest words to say and mean? I don't know. But that's actually it. In fact, the Future of Humanity Institute notes that it turns out highly intellectual people have difficulty admitting error, even when it concerns the most trivial of mistakes. This rejection of ignorance permeates itself down into our youth. From valedictorians to helicopter parents, we're obsessed with raising the perfect pupil. What as great artist Salvador Dali once stated, have no fear of perfection. You'll never reach it. So why do we judge everyone as being perfect? Today, 3 words at a time, we'll learn how to admit, I don't know. First, we'll answer the question, is it the truth? Second, we'll respond to inquiries of building better friendships and benefiting all concerned. Third, we'll find out how to remain fair to all involved after we ascertain the knowledge. 3 words at a time. So as Mother Teresa once stated, let us begin. So first, is it the truth? Now, according to a Psychology Today article, admissions of wrongdoing are incredibly threatening for non-apologists because they have trouble separating their actions from their character. If they do something wrong, then they must be bad people. But the problem is, this isn't the case. Now, when I was a sophomore, I decided to put my math skills to better use and tutor some elementary school kids. My first day on the job, he came over, we both sat down, I opened up the book. 5th grade's gotten a lot harder than I did. I felt a twinge of terror. I had no clue what I was looking for. I had to admit, I don't know. To someone who had come to me for help. Now, looking back on it, it was just a misreading of a problem and a small semantical error. But even though my knowledge in that instance was lacking, my character as a whole was overflowing. For had I taught him wrong, I would be accountable for every mistake he made because of that. If we truly value the truth, then to judge people as being perfect every single time is to only set them up for failure. Albert Einstein once noted that everyone's a genius. But if you judge a fish solely on its ability to climb a tree, we'll live its whole life believing that's stupid. It's not going to be easy, and there's going to be challenges. But the key to every athlete's success, Nike, advises us as, just do it. It's not going to be easy, and there's going to be challenges. But first, it's an expression of the truth, and second, it's crucial at that. So second, how can this build better friendships and benefit all concerned? The second step is to realize the difficulty of saying it and truly meaning it. And for all the difficulties, the rewards are great. A Freakonomics podcast looks into the difficulty of saying it. And as I find out, I love you. Still isn't as hard to say as I don't know. We're raised in a society that believes that it's easier to tell someone you love them than it is to admit you don't know the answer to a trivial fact. Now last year I took Calculus BC, in which I knew absolutely nothing. I went to tutoring 3 or 4 times a week, in fact. Think about that. I made it a daily habit of admitting, I don't know. I had become someone who casually admitted I don't know on a regular basis. It turns out my example can be extrapolated from and applied to the general populace. The Harvard Business Journal cites research that indicates a strong correlation between individual openness and general efficacy. An NPR article delves further into this when they note that being open to being incorrect betters your social interactions. So there we have it. How to benefit everyone concerned and to make friends along the way. But how do we do it? Well, contemporary American poet Taylor Swift advised us as, shake it off. To expand on that, get over the fact that you might not know something every single time. In fact, it seems analytically true, we should judge people on their ability of knowing how to think, as opposed to knowing what to think. Taylor Swift tells us, shake it off. So why isn't it that simple? Well, perhaps because of the next step that awaits us. So third, we have to find out how to remain fair to all concerned. We do this not by taking pride in our ignorance, but pride in the journey that awaits us. In order to be fair to our friends, our family, our community, and ourselves, we have yet another thing to note. When President John F. Kennedy prescribes, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, your job is to note, I'll find out. How do I remain fair to my friends, my family, my community, myself? I don't know, but I'll find out. The final prong of admittance is fairness. And fairness isn't judging people just on the correctness of their statements, but rather changing your perspective to include those that have the courage to admit, I don't know. I don't know what my major will end up being. I don't know what my first job will be. I don't know the cure for cancer. But I'll find out. At the end of the day, there's going to be challenges in every single admittance. There's going to be failures. But as Stephen Codwell notes, try and fail, but do not fail to try. The first step is raising our youth on this notion of being okay with not knowing, but giving them the desire to find out the answers to their questions. There will be failures, but we must not fail to try. So now we're coming to the end of our 3-word journey in which we have all the answers. And our final piece of advice is given to us by none other than Charity. Don't stop believing. So first, let us begin and admit those 3 words. I don't know. Anytime you're feeling anxious or don't know how to start, just do it. Second, shake it off every time something goes as true and get over the fact of not knowing anything. Third, once you've admitted ignorance, note, I'll find out. Find out the answer to your question. And finally, whatever happens in your life and on your journey, don't stop believing.